Nail friend, are you spending way too much time on nails only to have them lift and pop off within days? Lifting comes with way more consequences than you may think, including lifting you right out of business. So it is my Well Nail Pro business to help you master nails quick and easy so that you can make money creating nails that do not lift or pop off. So in this video, I'll show you 6 easy nail step secrets that you must do in order to avoid lifting. Let's nail. Make sure you stick around until the end because I have a little challenge for you. Now, does this look familiar? This is how a client can return when lifting is a problem. We file and file and file, and those lines never leave. Seeing this too many times has a true give-upable effect. Sad to say, it would be better if these nails would have popped off before they even came back. Because in my chair, this will have been a total redo. Lifting is when the nail product starts to separate or pull away lift from the natural nails. Nail lifting not only looks bad, but it's just super problematic. First, it's a graveyard for everything. I'm talking dirt, food, hair, water. Oh yeah, water gets trapped and can start a bacteria infection. We call that the greenies. In the end, it means that this nail is about to pop off and make the hands look a hot mess. And it's a nightmare for us nail pros to have to deal with. And that's if the client returns. Because let's face it, they may not come back if the nails that they're paying for keep falling off. Now, this can lift you right out of business. I was so super frustrated with this problem when I started nails that I almost quit. So I know how you feel. Let's solve that problem for you right now. Contrary to popular belief, nail enhancements are not supposed to lift. I mean, if clients wanted nails that were going to pop off, they could do those at home. So if our job is to create a durable no-lift nail foundation, it's reasonable that half of our nail process should be spent making sure that that happens, right? There are 6 unique steps to the nail process that will help avoid nail lifting altogether. And I call it secret because, as simple as it is, no one seems to be talking about it. So I'm done gatekeeping. So watch as I show you how to nail down nails. The first step to avoid lifting is etch. Acrylic and gel products do not like shine, wet, or oil, so let's just get rid of it. Using a 100 grit file, not a 0 file, scratch the nail plate up and down, going with the way the nails grow. Now, I know this is not what you're used to seeing out there, but these tiny scratches we call hills and valleys. This gives the perfect Velcro-like texture so that when we apply the product, it goes, it has somewhere to go. Now, I'm telling you, this is a game changer pro move that not many nail techs know, do, or even talk about, but I'm spilling the beans right here. You don't need a lot of pressure. The tool I'm using is especially made for this technique, and it's called an etcher. After etching, the entire nail should be chalky white, just like this. Step 2 to avoid lifting is to remove the cuticle. If product is applied on top of the skin, it will lift. Most nail techs seem to know about this move, but boy, has it gotten overcomplicated. The easiest, most effective way to do this is with a tool. I'm using a pterygium stone. Using products will add moisture, and remember, products don't like wet. So, an e-file is actually overdoing it. So the pterygium stone pushes back and removes the skin particles that have grown onto the nail plate, i.e. cuticle. This tool does what we need it to do, and it doesn't undo the scratches. So steps 1 and 2 alone can eliminate 75% of lifting. That's huge. Step 3 to help avoid lifting is dust. If product is applied on top of dust, it's going to lift. So to avoid that, use a dry plastic manicure brush to deliberately brush dust away from the cuticles. Step 4 to avoid lifting is prime. Your product is primer and it's used to clean the nail plate and dry it out even more. Use primer very sparingly and stay off the skin. Now, a quality nail system should not need any pre-bonds or band-aids to dehydrate the nail before you use a primer. I'm using a non-lifting primer that does it all, and it happens to be universal. After priming, let the nails dry to a chalky white, just like this. Pro tip. If you're working with traditional acrylic, apply a second coat of the same non-lifting primer to one nail at a time and apply the product while the primer is wet. Now, this type of wet would be okay for acrylic. The primer is now going to act like a double-sided sticky tape to help prevent lifting. Step 5 to help avoid lifting is where you apply the product. If you put product on top of skin, it's going to lift. So where you apply the product matters. Apply the product at the cuticle area, a hair away from the skin. You'll actually still see natural nail. Use the tip of your brush, angled like a pencil, to gently flatten the product at the cuticle area. You see how I'm doing it here? This is going to come into play during the next step, so make sure you do this part right. But that was so fun, I need to do that again. Apply the product at the cuticle area, just a hair away from the skin. You'll actually still see natural nail. Use the tip of your brush, angled like a pencil, to gently flatten the product at the cuticle area, just like this. Step 6 to help avoid lifting is file. Now, the key here is to find that road between the product and the natural nail, remember? Your tool is going to be a 180 grit zebra file. You're going to use it to blend the product with the natural nail, making sure that there is no product on the skin. If you have a lot of product correction to do, now your tool might need to change to a 100 grit zebra file. It's a bit more abrasive. But here's a side note. Zebra files have a special coating on them that prevent you from carving deep scratches in the nails when filing. These are the best files to use during the finish process. That's why I said during etching, you don't want to use a zebra file. Use a regular because you need those scratches. Follow these steps on each client and you're on your way to having lift-free nails. And that's exactly how nail pros stop lifting before it even gets started. And these steps keep your clients' nails damage-free. That's how we nail care professionals roll. So do those steps client after client and watch your lifting disappear, your nails last for weeks, and happy clients keep returning. That's what you want, right? My vendor list is in the description when you're ready to start traveling in a better direction as far as product is concerned. Now, about that challenge I mentioned earlier. Learning nails does no good if you don't practice. Let's practice etching. Here, let me show you what I mean. Okay, I want you to practice etching on your practice hand. And if you don't have one yet, get one. Because besides me, it'll be your new BFF. Grab a 100 grit file. Now, 100 grits is very coarse and scratchy-like. Using just one end of that file, start moving the file in an up and down motion on the nail, starting at the cuticle and work your way to the free edge. You may have to use a little more pressure since this is plastic, but I just want you to get the feel of doing this new pro move so that when you get a warm body, you won't feel so intimidated. The goal is to remove all the shine from this nail. Completely etch 5 of these nails. And then the next client you get, use your new pro move. And let me know in the comments if you accept this challenge. You got all that? Okay, great. Let me know in the comments how that works out for you. Meanwhile, you can watch this playlist for more tips to help you master nails in no time. And by the way, nail friend, don't give up. The nail world needs you. See you next Nail Jam.